Behind the scenes of WeaverSpace, take one. Boom. So here we are, guys. Episode 2. I told you this was going to be a 2-week thing of me being solo. Greg is on vacation, having fun, probably partying his life away. We miss you, Greg. Tear. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to be going over behind the scenes of what it takes me to run WeaverSpace, right? What tools do we use? How is everything structured? And in the last episode, I kind of talked about my vision for where WeaverSpace is. Hopefully, I didn't bore you too much. I'm really passionate. I want to take WeaverSpace to a whole new level, and I need you guys to do that. Right? I need your help. I can't do it without you. It's all about building a great community. And that isn't about me. It's about you. And hopefully you guys are loving it and enjoying it and sharing it with others, because that's how we can grow and make things better. Right? A rising tide brings up all boats, or whatever that saying is. Right? And I'm looking forward to that. And so in this episode, again, we're going to be talking about behind the scenes. How do I run everything? Right? Like, what do I do? You probably don't want to know what my day-to-day life is. That's kind of boring, right? Taking the kids to school, working my tail off, and picking the kids up from school, making them do homework while I try to squeeze in some more work, and then put them to bed, and then I work some more. Okay. That's the quick 30-second spiel of my day-to-day life. But what is WeaverSpace? So about a month ago, I took MindNode and I created a mind map of what my business is, right? And I split the mind map up into a few different branches, and I'm going to go over every single branch now, right? First, we have websites. Okay, so what websites do we have? We have support. Okay, we have social networking. We have marketing. We have team. Okay, we have team communication, finances, and lastly, tools. And so I'm going to review all of this today. Hopefully, I don't know how long. I have no clue. I have no clue how long this is going to take me. So I think I'm going to try to, zip through all of it as much as I can. I don't know. Maybe I'll split this episode into 2. We'll see. So first off, we're going to start off with websites, right? What websites do we have? Currently, right now, it is May 17th, and everything resides on joeworkman.net, all of my products. But as I said in the last episode, hopefully by the end of June, all of that will be migrated to the new www.weaverspace website. And I am super stoked about that. Been working on it with John Hawkins for about 6 months. We've been working really hard on it for the past 2 to 3 months. And it's just going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. It's going to be great. I'll give you guys, once we're launched, I'll give you guys a behind the scenes tour on how all of that magic happens, because it is going to be magic. So joeworkman.net, WeaverSpace, it's kind of the online store, right? And then obviously we have the community website, which is community.weaverspace, which is the community site, right? It's where I don't want to use forum because it's not really a forum, right? It's so much more than that. And I love that community site. I spend it on it all day. So yeah. Then we have a few other like product specific websites. So we have foundationstacks.com, which is, a dedicated website for foundation, right? We have a dedicated website for email stacks, which is emailstacks.com. And finally, totalcms.com. So total-cms.com. I think those are fitting because those products are so large. And as I mentioned in yesterday's podcast, or last week's podcast, those are really the main pillars that are holding up this community, right? That are really allowing it to go forward. Those products are big enough to deserve their own websites, their own dedicated instead of just a little product page, they're full-blown websites that go over features and all of that stuff. So that's why we have those. I have a few more things like font. I got fontprostacks.com. That is a big product, and I love Font Pro. Not sure I'll ever use that domain. We'll see. Other websites that we have rapidweaverbook.com, which is my book, right? I wrote a book years ago, on RapidWeaver 5, and a lot of it's still relevant today. I hope to one day update it again. I'll probably self-publish it this time, or next time, I say. When will that happen? I don't know. I would like to. I'd also like to write a normal book, like not a web design book, but something else, maybe a business book or self-help book, and that's what on my bucket list of life is to write a book, a real book. Not that my book isn't real. It's 300 pages and one of the most difficult things I've ever done. But rapidweaverbook.com, that'll probably stick around. The book is still relevant if you don't have it. A lot of times it goes on sale throughout the year. I don't really have control over sales for it, so it's all done by the publisher, Pact Publishing. But if you don't have it and you see it come up on sale, or if you just like to buy it for a regular price, go ahead. It's a good book. It has a lot of fundamentals of web design. So if you're really new to RapidWeaver or web design, have a look. Most of it, probably 80%, 85% now is relevant. Mostly the screenshots and things of that obviously are a little out of date, but the principles are still tried and true. The last website is rapidweaverconference.com, and that's obviously a website dedicated just for the conference. It'll probably stick around. I don't know. I'm debating to move that to weavers.space/conference. I don't know. We'll see. But rapidweaverconference.com, obviously it's the website for the conference. That's obviously a big enough product unto its own to kind of warrant its own website. So that's kind of why I have all of those various websites. I use a lot of subdomains as well. Like I have like preview.joerogan.net, which has some like online demos, and we'll probably still have some of that with WeaverSpace, but obviously it'll be on the WeaverSpace domain. But those are all the websites that kind of run everything that we do. Okay. So as you see, we have the main product or the main site. The bigger pillar products have their own dedicated websites that will obviously link back to the main WeaverSpace site, so that you can purchase them and things of that nature. So those are all the websites. Next up is support. Customer support is very, very important. Okay. I do have to say a shout out to Rob, right? If you guys know, if you've ever emailed in, Rob Zeeble is my go-to man. He's my right-hand man, and he handles most of support, right? If you email in, chances are you are going to be emailing and chatting with Rob, and he cares about you so much, right? He goes to the nth degree to help you out. And it's really great. It's good to see. A lot of times it's just a $5 purchase, but he'll spend an hour building a little project for you or helping you out. So it's good. He loves working with you guys, and he appreciates, I know he appreciates it. So, any feedback that you can give to him and praise and just a little thank you note to him, would go a long way. So I just want to say thank you, Rob, publicly here on the podcast, that you're awesome. I love what you do for me and for everybody else, and I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so support is very important, right? We try to do as quick as we can, right? So we try to get back to you within 2 days. Obviously, there's weekends, and while we dip our heads into the support tickets sometimes when we're bored on the weekends, a lot of times it's 2 business days, okay, till we get back to you. Our average is less than 1 day, I should say. Sometimes, we get back to people within an hour. Sometimes it takes us a few days because we got to do some research or something like that on some issues. But we try our best to help everybody out. And that includes, stuff that a lot of other people don't support. Like, hey, I'd love this, the color of this text to be a little different, or can I nudge this little bit over, and we probably do more than we should, because that stuff eats up a lot of time. And if you have a lot of those questions, it'd be great if you were to post those on the community site, so that when me or Rob or someone helps you out, other people can benefit from that as well. So instead of just emailing us for those modifications that really aren't support, please go ahead and post those to the community. That way everybody, so that when I'm helping you out, everybody else gets to benefit. So that's a big benefit of having a community site is, When me or Rob help you, it helps everybody else out because they get to see the solution. And next, chances are there are some really smart people over there on the community. And a lot of them even know my products better than me sometimes. So a lot of times, a user will post a question on the community and someone else will answer it, like a customer will answer it. And I go, oh, wow, I never even thought about that. That's brilliant. Right. It's so, you get a lot of people, you get the whole community helping you out if you post over there. So I really strongly recommend doing that. You'll probably get a quicker response and a faster response because you have 2,000 people looking at those instead of just Rob or me. So, Real Mac forum. Real Mac has a great forum that obviously is highly popular since it's the official Rapid Weaver forum, and we are on there, right? So it is important that we have a presence on the official Rapid Weaver forum, and if you post there on the forum, we'll definitely make sure that you get helped out. Rob is on those forums and always constantly combing through them and helping people out over there. Obviously, I already talked about the Weaver Space, the community. Please go ahead and post there. That really is the best place because you're going to get faster service and better service. Most because there's 2,000 people looking at that stuff and instead of 2. Obviously, email. And for email, when you send in an email to support@joeworkman.net or the new support address, support@weavers.space, it goes into a app that I pay for called Zendesk. And I could not live without Zendesk. Zendesk is just an amazing tool. It's a support ticketing system that I couldn't live without. And we rely on it so much that a lot of times, people will send an email. They'll figure out my personal email address somehow, and they'll send me an email and they're asking for help. And I have to immediately, or they'll send me a DM, right? Either a DM on Weaver Space or a DM on the Rapid Weaver forum or a DM on Twitter or whatever. Okay. A direct message somewhere. A lot of times I have to be very strict with myself. And most of the time, unless it's a really quick response, a really simple one, I have to forward you over and ask you to email that over to our support email address so that the ticket is properly tracked, right? It's very important that that happens because I don't want to forget about you, right? And if you send me an email to my personal email box just, we all get tons and tons of email, right? So chances are I'm going to forget about you. Chances are if I look at your direct message that you sent me on wherever, I'm going to look at it probably when I'm mobile, right? And then I'm going to forget about it when I get home to answer you. So a lot of times if I just respond to you and say, please email support, it's purely for your benefit because I want to make sure that we have a single place to look for support. Okay. Well, 2 places. We have our community and Zendesk, right? That's where we look for support. And if you can submit through one of those 2 approved channels, we can make sure that we put our full attention and focus into those 2 areas to make sure that we can serve you the best possible, right? Because it is just 2 of us. And, we're supporting thousands and thousands of users. So, trying to be really strict with where support comes in is very, very important. Obviously, social networks, I briefly mentioned, Twitter and things of that nature, and how I deal with those. So if you send us a tweet, if it's something quick, I will definitely, respond to you right there and maybe ask you for the future to email us or post on the community. So yeah, social networks, you can definitely ping us. But the 2 primary ways is email, through support@weavers.space. That's our new support email. And through the community on weavers.space, the website. So next up is our doc portal. And actually, in the last episode, I didn't really talk much about my plans for the doc portal. So maybe I'll dive into that a little bit right now. Okay. And so our new doc, right? I have a doc portal, docs.joeworkman.net, and it has the documentation for every single product, all 150 plus products. Every single setting in every single product is documented out with at least some sort of little bullet point about what that setting is, right? And that's a lot of work. And obviously we have FAQs, and keeping that stuff up to date and constantly adding new FAQs is a lot of work. Now I have ideas on what we can do internally to make sure that we're writing more FAQs and doing more of that stuff for you guys. But it is a lot of work. That doc portal is a huge website, and a lot of times people if they forget about it, and I want to make it more accessible. So considering some cool things for the future, maybe auto generating some documents in this app called Dash, so that you can have all the documentation for every single one of my products natively downloaded inside Dash for you, so you can search through them super quick. It's pretty cool. I'm positive it's going to happen. I don't know when, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be really, really, really exciting. We're also going to be overhauling the entire doc portal into something that's going to be a lot faster, better search, and yeah, it's just going to be really, really cool. Again, hopefully by the end of this year, we'll have something like that with the new doc portal. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next up is social networking. And I do a lot of this. A lot of it's automated, right? So like if I ship out an update, I automatically get tweets out to Twitter, to the @WeaverSpace on Twitter. And, there's a WeaverSpace page on Facebook. We obviously have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/WeaverSpace. We have an Instagram account as well, which isn't really active right now. But I'm thinking that it might be cool to populate more, maybe design inspirations and things of that nature over there. But to be honest, like we don't really do much. We don't do enough social networking probably. It could probably be automated a little bit more, maybe scheduling out tweets and posts to our Facebook page about things that could help you out, tips and tricks and ideas, and links to popular FAQs or popular downloads or new blog post articles that are coming out. Because like I said in the last episode, we're looking for bloggers. If you want to blog about RapidWeaver, we want you. So come on over. You can blog on WeaverSpace, and I think that'd be great. I'm thinking about Pinterest. I'm not too sure about that. Let me know. What social network do you guys use the most? Do you use Pinterest? Do you think having a Pinterest page for RapidWeaver would be beneficial for WeaverSpace? And Instagram, again, do you think that would be interesting to you as well? Please shoot me up some messages over to joe@weavers.space. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. Next up is marketing, right? So what sort of things for marketing do we do at WeaverSpace? Obviously, social networking's obviously tied into that. And, I told you about the various accounts we have WeaverSpace pretty much everywhere. So Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. But we need to be better at that and posting more often, as I just went over. We also do email campaigns. I'm not going to dive too much into this because I really talked about my desires for how to improve our email marketing in the earlier episodes on email. But right now my emails that I send out are like, hey, I released a new product. Hey, I released a new product. Hey, I got this coming up. And I'd like to be more proactive to help you out, right? To give you ideas about, new blog posts that are here, and, really help you learn and to grow as a web designer. Because that's really my vision for WeaverSpace, to help you grow. Because if you grow, I grow, right? So, other things, marketing, obviously the Hangouts I talked about in the last episode, they're definitely great marketing, aspects from a business standpoint. They're definitely marketing because I'm interacting with my customers. Very high cost in terms of my time, but extremely high return, right? Because I get to interact directly with a customer. I get to build a friendship with a customer. And, there's that talk about, building your 1,000 true fans, and that's pretty much all you need to have, a successful business. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you're not doing it, live hangouts with your customer is the best way to build a strong bond and to build raving fans. There's just no better way to do it. Because I am sitting down, chatting live with a customer, getting to know him or her, and helping them directly through a situation or an issue that they're having, or just chit-chatting about life, right? There's no better marketing channel, I think, than that. Again, high cost because it costs me valuable time, but I do it every single week because I feel very passionately about that. It's bringing I've said this for many years, it brings a high touch feel to a high tech business, right? So yeah, really, really excited about that. Next up is podcasts, obviously, is a marketing channel. You've been listening, I hope you're listening to the podcast now, right? So, it gets us, in your ear constantly talking about Weaver Space. So from a marketing standpoint, obviously podcasts, I find them it is kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. I do have to say, I think I like video a little bit more. Just because, I've been doing video for years as well, but it just feels a little bit more personal. But podcasts, you get to listen to them in your car and everything. I love podcasts myself, right? Whenever I get in the car with my kids driving to school every morning, they know it's podcast time. And sometimes they dread it, but my little guy, Jacob, he's 10 right now. He actually is starting to enjoy it. I think there's certain podcasts I know he enjoys a little bit more, like the hosts. So I make sure I put those podcasts on for him. And yeah, he's learning a little bit about business and web design and small business entrepreneur stuff. And so yeah, really cool. If you are a podcaster, you know what, let's keep the F-bombs down to a minimum. Like, I know you want to be cool, but sometimes it just drives me bonkers where I'm listening to a business podcast and I know you just want to be yourself and you just want to say, F it, I don't care. But, it's really good if, I let my 10-year-old listen to stuff. And there's some guys that I just can't do that with. Right. So there's no reason to drop F-bombs left and right. And there's a few podcasters out there that do that. And it's unfortunate. And it's not that I swear like a sieve as well. But hopefully I haven't done it on this podcast. I don't think I have. But I'm not against swearing, but you know what? You don't need to do it on podcast. Just my opinion. Okay, I got off my soapbox now. Next up, obviously, things like the Real Mac community. Real Mac has a online community that I have all my products on there listed so that you can see, users can rate them, you can give reviews. If you love any of my products, I would love you to go over there and give me some star ratings or write a review for your favorite stacks. For me, not just for my stuff, but any of them, right? Go on. Please do. It really, people will go to the Real Mac community site. They'll see what the most popular add-ons are. They'll look at the reviews. They'll read the reviews. And it's just beneficial for everybody to know which products are great. Right. So please take the time, if you can, go over to the Real Mac community and rate some of your favorite stacks, whether or not they're mine or not. It's just good for everybody. Okay. Now, a couple things in marketing that I haven't really done yet at all. I don't do much advertising. The only advertising I really, really do in my business is on the Real Mac community. Okay. And it is the ad spots on there. I get sponsored products, when you search and things of that nature. And I pay a Real Mac for that. And I think that's a must have, right? I need to make sure that, from a business standpoint, I'm on there, I'm marketing to, the users there, and I need to be there, obviously. So I pay for an ad spot there. But I haven't done anything like, Google AdWords or Facebook ads, right? Obviously, Facebook ads seem very good, or Instagram ads, potentially, because it seems to be all the marketing rage now. I've never dived into them. Actually, a really good friend of mine, Andy Bengal, he is known as the Ad Viking, and I want to get him on this podcast pretty soon, because he just released a course on Facebook ads, and yeah, I think it'd be really good for everybody. I haven't taken the course yet. I'm going to take the course. I just got access to it this week. So I'm going to take that Facebook ads course, and then we'll get Andy on the show and interview him, and hopefully we can learn a few tidbits from him. But if you don't want to wait, head over to theadviking.com. I think it's theadviking.com, and check out his stuff. Really great guy. I love his wife, Jen, too. She's awesome sauce. So yeah, Facebook ads, really important stuff. I don't know if it's really trendy. I don't know if it works in my space, but it's definitely something that I need to work on and look at for the future for Weaver Space. Next up is something I bought into. It was on, I think it was AppSumo back in November, 6 months ago, and actually now. And I want to implement it on the new Weaver Space site, and it's something called ConvertFox. And it's just basically a way of kind of tracking users throughout the website and based on their actions, I can like, show you a special email or something like that. Right. So it's a way for me to create sales funnels. Okay. And automatically email you about things that you might potentially be interested in. I've never done anything like that. Again, it's just another one of the things I want to do better with email and, customized recommendations for people, because I think that everyone's in a different situation. So I think it'd be really good to know to give, to help give you specific help and recommendations on where you are, right? Based on maybe the pages you visited, how long you've been a customer, things of that nature, right? So I'm really excited about that. I was actually at a conference a couple weeks ago and met a great guy, Julio Barros, that is, he has his PhD in machine learning. And so I'm actually going to be connecting up with him pretty soon to come up with some sort of algorithm to give you guys better recommendations on what you should be learning or what product you might want or things like that. So I think that's going to be a really cool thing for Weaver Space going forward, is to really build a customized experience for you as a user. And you as a web designer should love that, because me, I always productize everything I do. So whatever I learn, that means I'm going to be able to build something so that you can do the same thing, right? Because I want to give you guys the power to do what I do, right? I don't want to do it just for me. Most of the stuff that I do is for you guys, right? So like this whole stuff I'm building with Total CMS 2 that's powering the new Weaver Space site. Man, it's so powerful. And I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it. I'm super, super excited about it. So yeah, I just noticed we are at 28 minutes. I'm only halfway through what I wanted to talk about. So what I'm going to do is, just because I know you guys are probably listening to this in your car, and I know 30 minutes is just a great place to stop at a podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right now, and I'm going to create a new episode with part 2 of Behind the Scenes. And we're going to be talking about my team, finances, tools, communications, things of that nature. So without further ado, we will see you in the next episode, guys.